What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for the final episode of the Burn the Witch movie. Now, this episode was absolutely phenomenal, man. This one, I can't say with absolute certainty, was better than the manga. The music, like legit. The music throughout this last episode was some good shit, man. I loved it. And the animation was great as well. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in, man. So we started this episode off right where we left off last week with Bruno crashing through her Noelle's barrier and landing on top of the crane, being like, "So, y'all done saying your final goodbyes yet?" And so we come back after that, and they're kind of like all like first off in shock to what's going on there, and then Noelle and Nini start to plan out an attack for what's going to happen next. With this. And so she's like, okay, you take, I think she said, I think Noelle said, I'll take care of the front, you take care of the back or whatever. And they asked her, which one did you want to take between Balgo or Macy? Obviously the answer's pretty obvious for Nini. And so then Bruno being like, I don't know what y'all discussing or but look at this. And so he pulls out like this golden stick thing, and this was fucking cool. He points it out, and then out comes like this hologram of like a scroll. And it comes out like a hologram scroll. It looked really fucking sick, man. I'm not gonna lie. And on it had a picture of Balgo with like a don't sign or whatever on top of it, showing up. I think he said he was like a punitive dragon now, and that basically the bounty is now on for his head. And so everyone's going to come after and try to collect the bounty. So I don't know where y'all think you're going to be going because nothing's safe. And so then that's when Macy gets in there and is like, oh, excuse me, Bruno-san. And then right when he says that, they cut to Ellie's feet as she's moving towards them. And she's like, oh wait, is that Ellie? I think I just heard her. And then we see Ellie, she's jumping off rooftops and shit to reach them. She lands right on top of the crane, and she runs off the crane before she turns around and charges right towards them right towards Bruno and his dragon. And I'm low-key kind of cheering on Ellie at this point, man. She comes in there and she's about to attack, and then he's like, oh well, and Bruno's like, oh, I don't have any more use for you, bye. And he puts his hand about to hit this attack, and then right when that happens, bam, she goes invisible. Ellie goes invisible. So after Ellie goes invisible, he's like, what the hell's going on here? I ain't got time for this shit. What's going on here? He's looking around trying to find it. No one knows what's going on here. Nini mentions how this is the first time he has seen Ellie, disappear, because the first time they met, she disappeared and then kind of reemerged and surfaced like she's a fucking predator. We find out this is called a stealth scale, and everyone's dragon can use it. And then we see Ellie coming down from the sky, and it's about to go in after and attack them. The dragon gets in front of Bruno, and then they both kind of go down because she cuts the crane in half. And then you see the dragon go down. I think Bruno goes down with her or whatever, and then she just kind of lands there. Well, she's gonna fly while she has another piece still in her, her claws or whatever. I don't know or feet. I don't know what birds have. Okay, for what would be their feet. I don't know. They're just called feet or whatever. Anyway, he has to carry something in there. She lets it go, and it just starts flying upwards. We see the moon start to get closer and more into view and once there's a little bit more light that shines from the moon, we then see all these feathers kind of go on top of Ellie as if she's morphing to another form, into her final form or whatever. She's like a Pokemon evolution, if you will. And as she's going in the air, you see her finally, once it's all done, she spreads her wings out, and it looks fucking cool. And then she decides, you know what, I'ma chill on Big Ben. She chills on Big Ben, has her neck fully extended with her chin up, and legit being yeah, I'm that shit, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm the shit. Which I thought that was kind of cool looking. I might actually put that in the thumbnail. So anyway, afterwards, we then see Ellie. Afterwards, they're all kind of in awe of what's going on. They're trying to figure out what the hell happened with Ellie, and that's when Bruno mentions that she is indeed a Martian. And they explain what a Martian is. It's basically dragons that are based off of a bunch of fairy tales. Snow White, Red Hood, I think is one they named. They named off a bunch of them, but the only one that can molt into the moonlight, like what Ellie did, was Cinderella, because clock strikes 12, you lose the dress and everything. It's a fitting name, to be fair. So anyway, afterwards, And they also meant, and also I believe it was Noelle that mentions that the reason that she's called Cinderella is because she only matures when the moon's out. So yeah, same difference. But anyway, then we used to get to the actual fight itself. First off, we actually got not Balgo. Well, actually, Bruno calls him out. He's like, Balgo, Paul! He's like, hi! As he drops like Oishi. That was pretty funny. So he says like, I will kill you another day, but right now I'll put your death on hold or whatever until we get rid of this dragon. And then my man pulls out this mask and wears this mask, which is fucking badass. I want to wear this mask. This mask, do you guys know where this mask is for sale? Because I would love to wear this mask, especially if it actually moves like it does there in the show. Yo. Because that mask is fucking sick, man. I would actually legitimately wear that mask. Anyway, but regardless of that badass mask, so he goes off, and one thing I definitely found interesting was the way how he uses magic. Because the way he uses magic is that he takes, or basically uses, instead of using like the wands or whatever, like those like gun wand things or whatever that Noelle and Nini uses, he actually uses spray paint. So what he does is first off, he spray paints this circle or whatever, this insignia or whatever the fuck it is. He draws this little thing on the circular thing on his dragon's wings. He draws that, and now comes it was called a hunger beast or something. Either way, it's this beast with these big ass teeth. They look like a fucking saber-tooth, like a saber-tooth tiger. So he comes with it looks like legit. He had some big ass tusks. So he bleaches. So after he runs off from where that thing on his wing is, he charges right towards it, lands on top of Cinderella, and tries to take a bite out of it to try and get some blood out of it to try and weaken it. Does jack shit, and it gets incinerated. We then see Nini going down, again making her way towards Big Ben, and Cinderella fires off this fire. This OST right here at this point was fucking amazing. I was like, yo, this music's fucking lit, man. This music's fucking lit. So anyway, she manages to eventually get on. She dodges the fire, goes up Big Ben. She then drops these star ash things. Which one thing I forgot to mention. I almost forgot to mention this actually. We find out one of the other things that Cinderella can do is release these star ash things. Noelle did this whole poetic speech about Cinderella's attacks, and one of them was called the star ash. I believe is what it's called. They're basically these little bombers that that come from her wings when she gets agitated. And one of them, and they do this throughout the whole episode, which I fucking love. I thought it was so cool. But we saw one as Noelle and Nini are talking. One comes right between them, and it's all in slow motion as they realize, oh shit, and that's when they started to charge, and that's when they started to join with Bruno. And they just throughout the whole episode. I think they did this 2 more times at the episode, and each time it's so fucking cool. And they do it with the slow motion as it starts to get inside their line of view, and they're just oh shit. I always thought that reminded me of the Pumpkin Bombs from the first Spider-Man film. You guys remember, where it was in slow motion when Peter was dodging and everything. It's so fucking cool. But anyway, she climbs up She starts flying up towards Big Ben. Cinderella starts drawing the star ash thing. Nini, I don't know what I keep saying. I don't know what I keep getting their names fucked up. But Nini manages to dodge and goes up there, and she joins Noelle as they do this this dual spell thing that where all these sphere-like objects drop in a circle around Cinderella before this ring comes in and tightens it up to make it pretty much restricting her moves that she can't move. And then you got Bruno doing this spray paint circle around them, and it even kind of and the paint even drains a little bit. They showed up where the paint starts to dip a little bit as well, or whatever. It looked really cool. Legit, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. So props to Kubo on that one. I don't know if I mentioned that in my comic when I reacted to the last chapter, but man, was that cool. And then we see this graffiti shit kind of come down from that circle before it engulfs Cinderella. And he mentions that, no, if you try to self-destruct, that thing ain't gonna blow up. You're gonna blow up and die. So I guess self-destructs or whatever. Giant explosion happens, and we think that maybe that they finally managed to kill Cinderella. but they did not. And instead, we see Nini and Noelle careening off into where Balgo and Macy are, and Balgo's like, "Okay, I got it," and then he completely misses them, and they just go right into like a wall or whatever. So then you got Balgo being like, "Oh, are you okay, Noelle?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, just peachy." And so then we see Cinderella just flying right towards where Nini and Noelle is. And so they're going out there, and then Cinderella at this point now has red eyes, so you know she is out for blood at this point. And so they both get their shields up and with their wand gun things, and they're ready for the onslaught from the Star Ash things. But then we actually got Macy asking, "Oh, but does it have to be like this? Can't we? Can't they just? Isn't there any other way to not to kill them and not to kill them?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're still on this?" And the next thing and then Noelle is telling Nini to concentrate. And the next thing we see, 3 of the Star Ashes get right into the line of fire. Once again, slow motion and everything blows up. And so then you got Macy, which, like I said before, that's so cool. I love that they did that, man. So then Macy gets up from the debris, and you see Balgo be like, "Oh, owie!" So then Macy's rushing over to where Nini is, and she's yelling to Cinderella, "Don't you recognize me, Ellie? What are you doing? Come on!" And we get this little flashback back to when Ellie was like a baby or whatever, with a cute little baby dragon, on top of Macy, which I thought was pretty cute. And so then she's trying to look at them, and then to whoever pretty much, well, maybe not to, but to Macy's shock, Ellie starts to move her wings, and the Star Ash starts coming right towards her. But then Noelle and Nini come in there and block the attack. So I was like, "Oh shit, damn, you were actually gonna kill your master, damn woman." And so Nini goes on about how See, this is why it's impossible. No matter how much, there sometimes you can't get through to them. You're not in a damn fairy tale. Fairy tales are such bullshit. The wing with the spell going out halfway through, yada yada yada. And then she says that the reason why the spell goes out so randomly isn't due to your own doing, but apparently we're supposed to be the one that cast the spell or whatever. So then after that, they're ready for the fight. They're gonna get ready to attack again. But then somehow she gets sniped. Like one of the antlers, the horns that looks like a crown on her, which is pretty much a weak point. One of them gets hit off, legit. And then we see this man that she got sniped from 3 miles or something. I don't even know how far it was. But it was far, and we see that it was Billy who came out there like a fucking sniper and sniped her ass with that headshot. So she falls down. My man's like, "Alright, let's take care of that." And he walks off, and there's some boxes right where the hole is where he fired off. So then we're head back over to the Piper's office, I guess you can call it, whatever. And Nini's pissed off that she got jack shit for the job taking down Cinderella. Well, now it wasn't completely jack shit. She got 5 points for it, but for that level of a threat, that is pretty much jack shit, to be fair. So I'm with Nini on that one. So then Billy's like, "Oh, but it's not 0, Nini. Look, it's right here, and it's 5, It's so fucking slow. The dragon they took down. And so she's going on how that's basically nothing. And then he's saying "Oh, it's a miracle that that you're not in the negative with all the damages. It's actually quite impressive." And while he's saying this, we pan over to fucking Noelle, and she's chilling on her phone, drinking some iced coffee with the iced coffee chilling between her tits. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they legit memed that little trend or whatever from a few months back, where women would put iced coffee or whatever between their tits. I see you, Japan. I see you. So that was pretty funny to see. So anyway, that was kind of surprising, low key. So anyway. After that, we then see these 2 guys are just chilling, talking about, "Did you read the Cinderella report?" "Yeah, man, it was fucking crazy." Or actually, no, before that, we then head over to oh no, Jesus Christ, I'm I almost forgot something else. So first off, after that whole conversation, Macy actually comes into the room and we find out that she too is now a dragon clad and that they're going to be looking after her now too, as well as Balgo. So now we got two of them to look after. And so then after that, we then head over to Bruno. He's over there talking to the chief, and he's saying that there should be a motion to like release the putative dragon thing from Balgo because of that there was apparently a meeting between him and Macy, and that apparently triggered Cinderella to appear. So with that being the case, we can now there's more enough reason for him to stay alive because we can use him as a key to extinguish all of the Martians, the Marcies or whatever, the Martians. So. Yeah, and so that's why. So now he's off the hook too. So and then we get over to these two guys who are chilling on top of the Cinderella report, and that's when the one of the directors, the female one we saw earlier on in the I believe this episode, we saw not the last episode 2. So she shows. So these two guys see her and they're like, "Oh, sumimasen!" You know, they're like, no, sumimasen is I'm sorry, Japanese, right? Ohayo gozaimasu! There we go. That's good more in Japanese. I was like, I had to think about it for a second. Hold on. I've seen enough anime, I should know this. But anyway. So anyway, after that. So, they say good morning and they're whatever. They're like scared shitless in the presence of this woman. And then there's like, and they ask her, because there's all these boxes in this one area, ask her when this place became a storage area. They're like, oh, sumimasen, we'll take care of that instantly. So they're like moving the boxes. She notices the little hole in the glass where Billy fired that epic sniper shot. And so she's kind of, so then she puts like her hand like the same pose where he was. That little like spell or I don't know what it was shatters, revealing the hole. And she's like, oh, so I guess I'm glad I wasn't mistaken about you, son of hero. Whatever. And so then we head over back to Balgo. He's with Oichi like, oh Oichi, you know, and everything. He's like hugging him and everything. Oichi's the cutest thing ever, so I don't blame the man. So then Noel shows up while he's holding her. And he's like, oh yeah, I lost. The chief came in there to pick up the mantle and pipe, so I guess I didn't get to keep it. Too bad. And then she kind of like, I don't know if you could necessarily consider this a hug, but she like leans in close to him and like grabs his shirt. And Bulga's kind of sitting there like, the man isn't pervert out enough that he's just being serious and kind of being there as a friend to Noel. And he asked her like, oh, did something bad happen? And she says no. And then did something good happen? She grips him a little bit tighter and she says, yeah. Well, so he's happy to see that. And then we fade to black. I'm thinking the episode is over because I'm pretty sure this is where the manga ended. But no, we get a little extended. So we get some extended shit as well. So I thought it's pretty. Where you see Oichi say, "Show me your panties." I laughed so hard, man. I was laughing my ass off. And then she instantly backs away, slides back from him, and the look on her face. Then Oishi says it again. Noel-chan, show me your panties. And then his wings start to come out and everything. So then we head over back to Nini. They finally fixed that like wall, bridge, whatever that thing is. They got the monitor. They got the whole plaque of the Soul Society of the Western branch of the Soul Society. They got the whole thing fixed up. All is good. But then out comes Noel busting right through it, destroying it all. It was probably even more busted than it was before. You got Nini, not Nini. You got Balgo like running away from her with holding Oishi, and you got Noel right after him being like, I will shut Oishi up forever. And if you pay attention closely, they actually do end it on a panty shot, on a small little panty shot of Noel. So, if y'all are into that, there you go. And that's where the episode ends. Show up the title card and then the credits. So, overall, man, this was absolutely fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it, man. Yeah, man, this episode was absolutely fantastic. Definitely a lot better than the manga, I would say. And yeah, man. So overall, I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. This one definitely, man. You know, the action was on point, the soundtrack was amazing, the comedy was hilarious, and the animation was really good, man. I like the extra stuff they added as well. Overall, what would I give the movie? I would overall give this movie, I would say a 9.5 out of 10. I would say so. So yeah, man. Anyway, guys, tell me down below what you guys thought Burn the Witch. Did you love it? Did you hate it? You hyped for more Bleach? Or you hyped for more Burn the Witch? Do you want more Burn the Witch? Comment that down below. And hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you like, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you like. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. She's too